They're showing the commercial, huh?
Probably because we're early. Sometimes I think it doesn't start until exactly the time. There we go. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Let it play.
Because I got nothing from you.
Tell them to check his spam or junk. How do I do another window? I'm going to your Gmail. Oh, I'm sorry, I got mine.
Hola, everybody.
Is this 561 number here?
Yeah. Yes, trust. Yes. Here you go. Send it to Matrix. Here, this one right here.
Hold on. I gotta get this working. Have you sent something there before?
No. MATRIXORTFOLIO at Pronton.
Hold on. At what?
Here, I'll say it all. This look right here.
How do I paste in here? You know, I'm not an Apple user. Is it? I don't know how to paste. So I have copied it, the link.
Mm-hmm.
How do I paste? It didn't take it. Hold on. It's not there. Hold on.
Y'all, sorry about these technical difficulties.
How do I go back to the where
live events right there.
No, not live events. Where do I go back to this?
Oh, did you go forward from this?
I have, but it's a separate. It's two.
So go to this one right here.
It's not that one.
Well, then you're in this one right here, and you go back.
That's not it.
Well, then there's no live up.
There is a live. Look, we're live, babe. So hold on.
That's what I'm saying. Live events YouTube, right?
That's not it. Remember, a pop-up window comes up. Okay, hold on a second. So no, because it's always two pop-up windows. See this one?
Okay, yeah.
That's what I need. So always two windows.
The other ones are down there.
Is this where I go?
Uh-huh.
Hating Apple.
And sorry, guys.
Okay. An email was sent.
You guys there? I'm trying to get my boy right here on the Lizine.
Yeah, you got 72 people watching.
72. That's not 151.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. I haven't started my phone. So,
yeah, y'all. There's been a lot of hate. The hate train's been deep.
But you got a guest tonight.
I know, but I got a real special guest tonight, y'all. I'm really excited about this special guest. This is a friend of mine, hopefully a friend of yours, a friend of the channel, right? And he's going to be helping us out. We talked to his partner last week, and okay, hold on. I'm going to call him. I'm calling him just to make sure.
Yeah, he's got to check his spam or junk. It sounds like that's where all the emails are going.
Okay.
Because we sent it to his other email. So.
Sorry, y'all.
Or you can go over to the news until he gets all the stuff he needs. You know what I mean? You have news today?
Not a lot now.
Hey,
bro, did you check your spam or did you check your junk?
Both of them. I sent you the new email.
Yeah, I sent it to the new email.
So he's not right. I think by the time you finish the news, he should be straight. So.
Nada. Chat. I sent you a new email. I'm going to try it. Sometimes the Gmail can take up to 20 minutes.
Here, he's going to text it to you.
Here, text it to me, okay?
No, I'm going to text you, babe, and you're going to send it to him.
Okay, I'll just text it to you.
Because.
That's fine. And I can email it to myself. I'll open up the computer.
Okay, cool. I'll do it right now.
All right.
Bye, bro. Okay, so this one right here. What's this Google Science?
Forward that to him. You did. Mm-hmm. Hey, Pimpé, you out there?
You guys are probably saying, what the heck is going on here? Why are these people not prepared? What is going down?
Hi, Tony. I'm going to just shout out everybody.
Go ahead. It's our show. We can make mistakes every now and again.
Hey, sis.
Sisses?
Yep.
Okay, look, babe.
What's wrong?
What the hell?
I mean, what do you want me to do?
This is the link for my website, if you don't mind including it, please. Oh, yeah. Could you put this in our description later?
Yeah, just forward it to me. Not right now, because I can't do that until we end the show.
Yeah, okay. I can't add that until the end of the show, but I'll definitely do it. Hold on. Let me get a picture of that.
Just forward it.
I don't know how. Okay. Yes, of course, we'll add your link to the bottom of it. Go ahead and join the show, my friend. We needed you to come online, introduce yourself. I forgot where I was going.
The news? Maybe?
The news? Well, there's really not a lot of news out there, y'all. I mean, I tried to get as much news as possible for you, but there's not a lot of news out there. So that's why I had a special guest tonight. Because I figured the special guest would be able to give you guys some enlightenment into some real geopolitical things that were going on. And he's also one of a couple people that can feasibly tell us how you can expect there to be how would they raise the money to include the evaluation if they were going to do it? And I'm going to have him on in just a moment. Besides Pimpé and some other people out there that I value their opinions of, this guy's very super duper smart. And oh yeah, we got to do our intros.
I'm April Beebe.
I am the humble Mr. Brando. And welcome to the status of the reinstatement of the Iraqi Dinar IQD. Now, there has been a whole bunch of junk going on. And so everybody was kind of like, a lot of people sent me email later on talking about, hey, they're on vacation. I told you guys that during the rant. Hey, Mr. Brando, they've opened up currency window with lower denominations. I told you that during the rant. If I'm going to do these rants, I'm going to need more of y'all to please help me out and spread the word about the stuff I ran about. So you guys will be, you know what I mean, in, some type of cohesiveness. And the GCC is getting ready to have a big powwow. Well, not really. The Arab states are getting ready to have a big powwow. And so that's why the thumbnail is the GCC states. I thought that was a really dope thumbnail about the alliance between, I told you guys, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, the United Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Omar. And I thought that was really cool that they're getting ready to have a Arab summit because it's all really befitting about what's going on. I told you guys about the lower denomination window at the bank. I told you guys about the trade bank opening up in Saudi Arabia. That is done. Ribbon cutting was done. I told you guys about the Islamic Bank. They called for the stop of the auctions. I told you about that. Hakeem, they're ready to expedite. I told you about the 4 names that are getting named in the ministry. We're going to skip that part right there. Okay, now there's a new article out, okay? And this article right here that came out was from the APNW News. It was listed Thursday, April. And since we're just in limbo here, I'll read you the whole thing. It says, investing in foreign currencies is discussed in the news and in one of the major investment options around the world. People invest in foreign currencies intending to hold the currency. He says, well, what's the secret? They're talking about being a Forex trader. They said the top 5 currencies to invest in, 1 being the US dollar, 2 being the European pound. I've told you guys about the pound, the yen. I've never told you about the pen. But I did tell you about the British pound. That'd be a good one.
The pen? Did you say the pen?
No, I said the yen.
Oh, the yen. Okay.
Yen.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yen.
listening.
The Canadian dollar. And they said upcoming currencies. There are other upcoming currencies, such as the dinar, which is making significant impact in the money marketing accounts. For a longer period, their currency has been performing poorly, but there have been no liquidity due to the political instability in Iraq. However, everything has changed, and the current value of the dinar stands at 0.0084 when compared to the US dollar, which is significant improvement. With the current political and economic stability, the value of the dinar has been improving consistently. If you are interested in investing in an upcoming currency, you need to select Iraqi dinar. I'll read that again. If you are interested in investing in an upcoming opportunity, you need to select the Iraqi dinar. It's an investment opportunity that you cannot ignore. In the next years, Iraqi dinar is expected to become one of the most major currencies in the Middle East. Oh! Who is this dude right here?
How you doing?
Let's see. I think he has. How do I?
What are you doing?
He can't say anything. You didn't see him talking?
Are you talking, bro? Okay, can you?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking. I think I gotta
is this right
slow
here?
my words down so you can hear me because the internet is a thunderstorm outside, and then
We
I got
can't
this
hear
new
you, though.
hotspot.
Wait.
You can't hear me. Let me see.
Uh-oh.
What about some of these things? Can you hear
Can
us?
you hear me now?
What about this? Okay, we can't hear you, so we're trying to get that worked out real quick.
I can hear you.
How do we unmute him?
That's the thing.
Can you hear me now?
Is yours up? Is your microphone on, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay.
He can hear us.
Oh, let's see.
That's Luther.
Luther.
We
Pimpin'.
can see him and we can hear him. We can't see you. Okay, now we can see you, but we can't see him.
You know what it is? I think when we talk, it lets you see us, and when he talks, it lets you see him.
Oh, is that what it is? Because for a second there, we saw him. We can hear him. We can't hear you. Now we can see you, but we can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear
Why
us?
don't you talk for a
I can
minute?
hear you on the phone, but oh wait, never mind. Ignore that because I put you on mute. My bad, because I forget when I talk to you on the phone. There's a delay.
And this is Robert, right?
Right. Are you there now? Can you hear us?
Now we go.
We
Okay, now we see him.
He said he's go.
okay. So you can see.
Talk. I can see you. But there we go. And I can hear both of you guys, except for we can only see him.
Oh, this is crazy.
Okay, hold on. Don't touch that part.
Okay, right now I can see Ben. I can hear Ben. I can hear you guys in the background. But Ben is totally on the screen.
Okay, Ben, can you say something?
Something. Can you hear anything? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay, now
5.
I see you guys.
Nothing? It's the Google Hangouts.
I can hear him.
Can you see him?
I don't see him.
Well, everybody, we're going to do a show with Matrix.
This is the problem.
You're not going to get Brando, it looks like, so might as well get this
Yeah,
thing going.
they can hear him, babe.
I'm joking.
Don't touch those things. I wouldn't touch those things. Yeah, I would not touch those things because I don't touch those. And you're gonna probably
Let
do
me
something.
send a text here.
I think it's.
I'm gonna call in there.
Okay, tell Ben.
Be delayed.
Okay, tell Ben I'm gonna call him. Leave it like it is. I'm gonna call him on the phone, and then that way I can hear what he's saying.
Because if you're doing it this way, it's gonna take too long and people are waiting.
He's calling me.
No sound.
Bye, Pimpe.
All right, guys. Have a good show.
Bye, thanks.
There he is.
No sound.
Okay.
So what I did is, so I can hear you guys, I can see you guys, but we can't communicate at the moment. So I have an idea. I just muted my side, and why don't you put me on speakerphone? It looks like everybody can still see me, but if I'm on speakerphone on your side, then should be able to hear. I don't like the Hangouts, but I never figured out how they work. So you're a step ahead of me. But I muted my side, so
Okay, they can hear us all. Okay.
can you guys hear me?
Ben, can you hear me? Somebody says no. I see you guys, but no voice. They can hear us all. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
It's split screen. I don't know what's split screen.
Well, I have an idea. I can get you on my, uh-oh. It says I'm presenting to everyone. Mr. Brando. Wow, now you can hear me. So why don't I get you on mine, and then I send it, except it won't be live. Every time I go live on YouTube, YouTube kicks me off of YouTube. I haven't done anything wrong. I have a perfect, good standing account, but every time I go live on YouTube, YouTube kicks me off within 5 minutes, just based off of the stuff I start talking about silver, gold, Bitcoin. We start talking about cryptocurrency and start spreading some love out there, they immediately cut me off.
They said they can hear us.
Beautiful.
Okay, so then let's get to the heart of the matter.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear us?
Beautiful, yeah.
Let's get to the heart of the matter.
So I'm going to end the call.
Can you hear me okay? Okay. So I want you to answer this question for me, my friend. Two things. One, our partnership is just coming to fruition just recently, right? So would you tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Yes. Are you with me? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So,
Okay. Could you please tell us who you are and what you do?
my name is Benjamin. I have a website by the name of Matrix Portfolio. I am a remote viewer. And remote viewing is something that's been used for quite a while in the various government agencies for spying tactics on other countries. I've never worked for the government. I've been doing this on my own for, say, about 20, 25 years.
Can he just call in?
He can't call. You know what I'm going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I should go get a pair of earmuffs. Like put them in my ear.
He says it's double voices. Even Deborah says she's hearing out sounds.
Okay.
I'm hearing double voices.
Okay. Told him to hold on. Let me get a pair of earplugs real quick. Hey, Ben, hold on real quick. I'm going to get a pair of earplugs real quick. I'm going to put you in my ear where I can hear you and ask you questions, but nobody else can, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Don't get upset, man. Hang on. This is technical difficulties. I'll be right back. Let me get a pair of earplugs. April, would you keep talking for a second?
Trying to figure
I'm not getting upset. I think it's hysterical.
Oh.
I have the exact same troubles with the computer. I can't figure anything out to save my life, and I have to get my webmaster to come in. He helps me. He shows me 5 times how to set up the computer and get it just perfect. And then when I go to do it, I take 30 seconds to do it.
I know, right? I'm just like, when I don't normally go live when I use Google Hangout. So I've done Google Hangout before with YouTube, and I don't have any issues. But like I said, I don't normally go live.
So
that's sorry, go ahead.
Brando talks a lot about the dinar. How involved with the dinar are you with Brando as far as investing? I'm just curious. You have the dinar side for the fiat, and you guys have the dinar for.
I hear the feedback now.
Yeah, I'm involved in the dinar as an investment, but I'm more involved in cryptos. That's kind of my thing.
It's a good side to be in.
And right now, like my Bitcoin is XRP, XRP and Litecoin.
Yep, they're both good coins. Litecoin. We did a show with John Kim, the UFC fighter, partner of Charlie Lee. He came on the show not too long ago. Had a good show with him. Very neat guy, full of integrity. So it kind of shows something about Litecoin and what they have. I think Litecoin here in 5 years or less is going to perform amazing. I think they could very easily be somewhere around $13,000 within the next few years. And currently, the current price is about $80. I remember just a year and a half ago, they were at around $15 to $20 a piece, and everybody back there said, "Man, these are so expensive. I'm not. How do I know what I'm getting into?" And before we know it, boom, they're up, and then up, they're up again. So, as the market grows, it's going to go up. It's going to have a correction. It's going to come down a level off, and then it's going to do this in phases. And people are, so I keep hearing people say, Bitcoin went to $20,000. I lost it. You missed your shot to get in at an early or young price and then have it go up and explode. People keep telling me all the time they missed the boat. I'm like, you did not miss any boat. It's getting ready to explode again. I think each year for the next 3 years is going to have a huge run up, a huge markup on cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin. And what Bitcoin does, all the rest is going to follow.
All the altcoins are going to follow. Exactly. So tell me, what are your strong coins? Like, if you were to pick your top 3 coins, what would they be?
I would pick Stellar is a good cryptocurrency. I'm pretty bullish on Stellar because of the company. People ask me a lot of questions because of remote viewing, and I tell them, listen, forget that. If you looked at one thing and nothing else, look at the business model of what they have. If you look at the development team, look at what they're doing. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there that don't have anything that stands behind them. They don't have a team. They don't have people that are constantly pushing forward to move and grow the community. And there was one main thing in particular. If you're constantly not trying for when's the price going to go up with everything, price goes up when you get mass adoption. So if you can get the people to learn about what they're getting into, the price is naturally going to go up on its own. So Stellar has a company where they're pretty involved with community, not just their own community, but reaching out to others. The other was a cryptocurrency called NIM, New Economic Movement. However, they haven't been performing well this last year or so. They actually made some poor business decisions. Somebody came in, they bought them out. They refunded their program. But I think that in the next couple of years, because of what you can do with their company, there are a lot of cases they're overlooked. I think currently they're building infrastructure inside the cryptocurrency community. I think in the next few years, you could very easily see them replacing Ethereum on the coin market cap, which would be number 2 in the world. And then the other to look into, if you haven't, which is going a little beyond blockchain, is something called Hedera Hashgraph. Hedera
Say
Hashgraph.
that again, Dara?
Hedera, I'll type it in here for you. They are the future. One Hedera Hashgraph. Instead of a blockchain, it's a weird way to put it. It's a hash. You know what a hashtag symbol looks like, or a number symbol. It's got the 2 lines. It kind of looks like a square. That's a hashtag, and there's a way to send information and store data by using lines to each other, connecting the dots, kind of like tic-tac-toe. Is a basic way to put it, but there's a way that they've come out. It is called HADERA, and this is called Hashgraph.
And what's their ticker? Their what do you call it?
They are not. That's why I said a catch-22, because they're not a cryptocurrency. They are a hashgraph. One Hedera Hashgraph network can replace every single coin or cryptocurrency in the world. If you took all the technology and all the computing power of all the cryptocurrencies combined, all 2,200, one of these guys would take over the show. But the problem is the technology is not 100% here. They're still creating infrastructure and building it up. I suspect somewhere around year 2030 that they would be the next world. If there could be an NWO, a New World Order coin, it would be them. Based off of the infrastructure, what they provide that they can do. It literally will revamp the entire system off of one network.
Hold on, guys. Can you hang on 1 second? I want to answer a question from the crowd. JF, if you wanted to have a tax question, I answered that last show. So JF, how does the crypto market pertain to the fiat currency market? They work hand in hand. One supports the other. So if this crypto discussion real quick isn't for you, then check out for about 10 minutes, and I'll get back to you when I ask him the questions that particularly pertain to the Iraqi dinar, JF, okay? I'm not trying to be mean to anybody or call JF out. I know he's spending his time, but I want these guys to go. They're like a kids in a candy store when they get talking about crypto, so let them do their thing for a minute, okay? Sorry about that, y'all, but go ahead.
Okay, so you said NIM, XLM, and Hedera Hashgraph, right? Those are
that's
your 3
something
coins?
that, let's not, you asked me for 3 cryptocurrencies. That's not really, but that's something to throw in there, especially if people have never heard it before. It's the only things that make cryptocurrencies explode is they have to add value to whatever they're doing, and they have to solve problems. As long as they're doing that, they're going to shoot to the moon no matter who's running the show for them. The third one for those guys, I would probably have to go with Theta or ENJ. ENJ and Theta are both a couple of my favorites.
ENJ, you said?
Oh yeah, big time. The use cases, all they are is things that you can do with the cryptocurrency. It's not just sending value from point A to point B. It's you can do insurance records, you can do medical records, you can track through GPS tracking, you can tell where things are located, you can mine cryptocurrency based off of the fluctuations of cryptocurrencies passing by each other through something called a node. There's 50 to 100 use cases out there for things that can be used for cryptocurrency. Like artificial intelligence is a result of blockchain. Blockchain is not a result of artificial, it's the other way around. And so without this, we can't move into the future with the 2050s movies where you see with all this flying cars and the technology. That's all part of blockchain starting out. and eventually end up getting there. But dinar is another one. I know you guys are big on dinar.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hold on, did you say dinar? Because everybody out there is saying dinar, right?
Yeah, he said dinar.
How do you buy the dinar?
So let me tell you, I'm going to send this to you. This is called the CoinMarketCap, coinmarketcap.com. This has, I'm sure you're familiar with it, it has all the cryptocurrencies worldwide, all in one simple, easy to use page. There's various different tools on there, and there is a search bar. If you want to search a specific cryptocurrency, you would type in that search bar. The first 1, 2, 3 letters you type in is going to pull that cryptocurrency up immediately. You click on it. They have a website on that page. It shows you the markets that cryptocurrency is being traded with. Dinar is several different names depending on what exchanges are trading that particular cryptocurrency. You would click on markets once you get to the cryptocurrency page, and it'll show you the different exchanges that are trading cryptocurrency for dinar. And there's dinar, there's EDR2, and these are called the ticker symbols. These symbols are typically 2, 3, 4 letter abbreviations of words, and it's the code word for that cryptocurrency. Dinar would be EDR2, EDC. They recently, I've heard that they've changed their ticker symbol from EDR2 to EDC. To be honest, I don't know how true that is because I haven't looked at them for the last week and a half.
And that was one of the confused by, because I've looked into the dinar coin itself, and it seems like there's different ticker symbols on this one. So like I just typed into my CoinMarketCap. Dinar coin came up. It's listed number 5. The ticker symbol that they have listed here is EDR.
Okay. Yep. That's what it was starting out, and then I got onto a exchange called YoBit. They're called EDR2, even though it's the same thing. It's just a different symbol for that specific exchange.
Okay, I have a question.
Well, shoot.
How is the dinar supported in the marketplace, and what gives it its value?
The people give it its value. It started out as kind of like Bitcoin, where you have to have a computer to mine more cryptocurrency or more Bitcoins. In this case, it works off of something called proof of stake. And then they just recently started a new program that if you have cryptocurrency, so essentially, the more people that come into the community for EDR increases the value. It's backed by the people that back it themselves, except you're getting kind of like the stock market, except these are cryptocurrency coins, so digital currency. You're getting a certain amount for what you've put into it. You can either buy directly into it, or you can set up a wallet. As soon as you send say 10,000 of these little things you bought for $50, you put them in your digital wallet that you hold. But just by having them in your digital wallet, they will pay you kind of like an interest. It's not interest, it's called proof of stake. Proof of stake is a way to mine cryptocurrency. If it were interest, it would probably be a scam. A lot of the guys out there or cryptocurrency that say they pay interest, they're a scam. So you need to be careful with any of those you look at. This guy, you are actually physically mining cryptocurrency. You're not doing the work. The wallet is itself. As long as you leave it running and open on your computer, it will mine for you. It gives you roughly, they started out at 0.65% per every 24-hour period of what you would get back. So if you had $1 million in there, you would get 0.65% per every 24 hours back, which is a lot because $1 million back then could very easily be $2,500, which means you're getting back roughly $100 a day. That's a good chunk of change. You go, 5-10 years ago, and especially in the 90s, remember when the banks used to guarantee you 6% interest on your savings account every year? Okay, well, the same sort of way with these wallets, and there's various different wallets out there depending on what you get that you can put crypto. So you buy the cryptocurrency, you put it into the designated wallet, and it's paying you an interest off of what it's using to mine. So it's kind of like, it's called staking in the company. You're giving a stake and you're getting a return off of that. And the more coins you get back increases the price. So the more people that are doing this, the cryptocurrency actually increases in value. Now, as more coins have been mined, that 0.65, I believe, is down to like 0.50 today. So don't hold me to that exact number, but something along those lines. It would be displayed on their website exactly what it is. There's all kinds of cryptocurrencies out there that are doing that. You can stake a profit in, and it will give you a mined interest back.
Okay, quick question. So would you say that the way that they value the e-commerce currencies, like the cryptocurrencies, would be kind of similar to how they would kind of base the value for fiat currencies, such as like the dinar? If you were going to fund the dinar, like such as a derivative or something, could that derivative carry the weight of having enough fractional banking with it to actually subside the dinar as a whole, or would it take some more doing?
Yes and no. The problem with, it's not a problem, but it actually makes it very enticing. Cryptocurrencies, all of them have a cap. Like Bitcoin, for instance, Bitcoin has 21 million that can be mined.
Mm-hmm.
Once it reaches 21 million coins, there's no more Bitcoin. That's it. So fiat, you can print more of it anytime you want. And that's called inflation. And when they get too out of control, it becomes hyperinflation. And then that's what reverts all currencies back to their true form, which is zero. Cryptocurrencies, once they get purchased, the more people getting on. And here's one kicker. The e-dinar was one of the ones, it was actually created for the Muslim community specifically. I believe they have 1 trillion coins. And I get this all the time that people ask me, they say, Ben, there's 1 trillion coins. How the hell can this thing be worth any? I mean, nobody's going to buy all those coins. Let me say this: as things grow a little more in the next couple years, every Muslim, if they would have 25,000 EDR coins, and you took the statistic of how many Muslims are on in their own specific country, but if we took the entire planet for how many Muslims are out there, if they each had 25,000, which is, it's roughly, I want to say $50 to $100, which is nothing. I have just over 120,000 of them, which still isn't a whole lot. Most of the people in our Telegram group have anywhere between 100,000 to 2-3 million coins. And if you take, and that's just one cryptocurrency. Most of the people hold somewhere around between 100,000 coins to, I have about 13 main wallets, and those main wallets hold a good chunk of change. Some of them get up there. Sellers well over 20,000, them there's over 50,000, but people have these coins in there. And since we're the early adopters, most of the world, only about 7 to 8% of the world right now knows what cryptocurrency is. All the big banks have created their own cryptocurrencies behind the scenes. They're using it. All the central banks, the president of China is bullish on cryptocurrency. They have the biggest mining facilities in Russia working off of solar because there's no electricity costs. The 90% of the country of Japan. Now think about this. 90% of the country of Japan quit using the yuan and US dollar to mainly buy food from McDonald's, the grocery store, normal shopping, normal everyday people gave up their fiat to only use Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies for their purchases. None of that is being reported on the United States. Nobody talks about that. And the country of Malta, 40% of the country is using cryptocurrency. Sweden is 100% cashless. Italy's trying to go on board. France, Australia, India just banned it so the Indian government can create cryptocurrency. The United States Federal Reserve created a task force a year ago and stated that they are working to develop out their own digital asset, which stands for cryptocurrency in beautiful words, to launch, possibly to back gold, to restructure the system for the US dollar coming out here in the future. This big deal events coming, and none of it's being talked about. Why don't they talk about it? Why did all the big experts say constantly, and I hear it all the time, oh, Bitcoin's a scam. You don't want to get that. It's a big joke. Why would I want to do that? You know, let's invest into a real product here called real estate, which is good, except I'm going to buy a $240,000 house today in this market so that in a year from now, when the next crisis happens, it'll only be worth $180,000. What? That's crazy. And that's the experts telling you need to get into real estate today. Why don't you wait till the crisis happens, buy the house an additional 40% off, and then get in and make a profit? I'm not an expert. I'm just, I'm a poor crypto researcher. So
Mr. T says, what exchange is everyone buy e-dinar at?
Yobit.
A Yobit, right?
Well,
Pim
Yobit has
Pim
high
says that's
transaction fees. I would hold off.
He's saying-
666. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Go ahead, Ben. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yobit has high transaction fees. That's a last case scenario to go to Yobit. There's other, like I said, go to CoinMarketCap, search eDinar. You click on markets, and it'll show you all the exchanges come up. The top exchanges are probably the cheapest because the majority of the people are buying their coins there. And that's where I would go. But there's various. I mean, you could put $100 bill in Yobit and only get $10 back in eDinar. What? That's crazy. So watch the transaction fees.
Delta says, how much do you recommend to buy eDinar? Delta, we don't recommend you buy anything. This is a conversation based upon opinions that are shared amongst Mr. Brando and the Matrix portfolio. It's buyer beware. You buy what you can afford. If you can't afford to buy any, don't buy anything. This is a general discussion about how to ascertain wealth and how to grow your wealth through different means, but how one, especially with the eDinar, connects to their fiat currency, which we know is going to grow. And I'll drop a bomb at the end, but you guys go ahead.
One of the things that I would like to say real quick is crypto, especially if you don't know anything about cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are extremely high risk. They are a very risky investment. No matter how you look at it, whether you look at it as a future currency or especially if you don't really know what you're doing, cryptocurrencies are dangerous. But with a little help getting into the thing, it took me 3 months to learn how to send a transaction. You can't just go directly to the cryptocurrency and say, hey, can I buy some? And then they send it to you. That's not how it works. You got to buy Bitcoin first, transfer Bitcoin to an exchange, and then you can buy a various number of cryptocurrencies. Then you got to send it to a special designated wallet, which is typically called a cold storage or a hot wallet, which would be left online specifically for that cryptocurrency. There's a whole lot of stuff, but yeah, this is nothing more than a conversation, an opinionated version of what I think is what with, and to better educate you guys. Mr. Brando said you guys had a lot of questions, and I'm more than happy to answer any of them. That's what I do. We have a group that we do nothing but that. I try to help everybody I can. Don't always do it, but hey, it's what we do for fun.
And I'm trying to get Miss April to start a group with Ben, right? And we're trying to get something going somewhere that we're going to announce at a later date, right?
Yeah.
That's what we talked about. We're going to announce it at a later date.
And then just so you guys know, so I went to CoinMarketCap, looked up eDinar. It is also exchanged on, and help me, Ben, if I'm saying this right, Hoibi. You know that exchange is called Hoibi, Houbie.
Oh, Houbi. No, I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
Things I don't know how to say, I just call it James Marley or something, you know.
Okay, and then it's also on Bittrex. Bittrex
is more trusted.
Yeah. I got my Digibyte off of Bittrex. And then
I have another question.
Go ahead.
Okay. So all these countries that are out there, as well as these large central banks, what are the central banks out there and the countries that are adopting their own crypto coins, and how will that affect the fiat market over, like, let's say the next 2 or 3 years?
Well, it's already started. One of the first things to think of is if I was a bank, if you were a bank, why would you use someone else's cryptocurrency when you could create your own and get it to do what you want it to do?
Remember, we talked about that when you sent me to Chase Bank, and I asked that question about them starting theirs, remember? And we were like, well, why are they involved in their own cryptocurrency? What's in it for them, remember?
Well, one of the biggest things, just like the US dollar, is why there's so many players on board. I think this is something to factor in. This is big one. The US dollar is backed by oil. Well, it went from gold. 71, it went to oil, and now it's backed by nothing since King Solomon stepped off the throne just this last year. So Trump flew out to meet with the G20 summit in Sicily, Italy. He met with the Pope, and he met with King Solomon, which stepped off the throne, and now the kid took over. Since then, the U.S. dollar is backed by zero, other than the confidence of the people. And since that's been done, it's China's giving up. Russia's giving up. They've sent treasuries back. They can't even get gold for it because we don't have the gold, but yet we say Fort Knox is full of what, lead bars? And so biggest thing to think of with these sort of issues is they would have to create their own cryptocurrency, but back it by something that you could create more of, like oil. how can we keep printing more dollars if we didn't have more oil to keep pumping? So it's the same sort of deal. A lot of these cryptocurrencies now have a cap on them, which is why they're assets and not actual currencies. They could never be a currency because you could never print more of them. So if something does come out, they're going to have to find a way to be able to create more coins to be the first. Central banks and those guys, ask me your question again. But those are the first two main things. I mean, really, there has to be a way to print more.
Okay, I have a question.
Daisy. I'm sorry. She's got her foot on it. Sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ben. Have you heard of VeChain at all?
I've heard of VeChain. It's been a couple trade calls before. Don't know a lot about them. Let me pull up a chart here while I.
Okay, because here's the thing. I kind of dig their what do you call it? With the problem they're trying to solve. So there's a black market on, like, say, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and what their concept is to stop bootlegging. So they follow the product from the time that it's made all the way to the store and the person buys it, and you can track it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it stops counterfeit, basically.
That's all cryptocurrencies stop counterfeit. And they all do the same thing. And so you'll see a lot of these cryptocurrencies, especially getting past number like 200 on the coin market cap. There's all these cryptocurrencies. One says food coin, one says social media only coin, another one says I don't know, get your watermelons here coin. There's all these different cryptocurrencies that are specified for certain things. We already have like a top 2, maybe 300 cryptocurrencies, and then eventually there's going to come a time here, next 5 to 6, 7 years, where there's only going to be 30 of these bad boys left over. We're not going to keep 2,200 cryptocurrencies. If we do, the only way that would be possible would be there will be something. And the IMF was just working on this. This was private. They just released a small statement on it about a week ago, called the Universal Interlocking Transacting Value. Ordered that, which is, it really boils down to they're sending energy, which is all money is the exchange of. If they do that, this would be called something called an atomic swap. Atomic swaps will start to come out towards the end of this year, but it's a way to use all cryptocurrencies as a whole, and doesn't matter which one you send for a transaction. There may be a little RFID chip in the future. It's not going to be an RFID chip that's shoved in your neck, your forehead, or under your skin. The RFID chip is already here. A lot of Americans already have one, don't even know it. When you were born in this country, you were issued something called a social security number. That social security number is backed by bonds, which is tied directly underneath of your strawman account, tied directly in the future here to your account, which would be your cell phone number. Your cell phone will end up being your new RFID chip, registered to your name. It has all your medical records, has literally everything in there, anything about you, and you will end up being your own personal cryptocurrency yourself. You'll be known as a token because now you have your own blockchain or your own ledger. And on this ledger, surely you've heard of air computing with holographics. Air computing is kind of like when you go to Walmart and the camera sees your face. Well, it's going to pull up this little invisible box right beside your face. And in that box, it's going to have your name. It's going to have your birthday. It's going to have everything about you in that box, all by your facial recognition, just by walking in Walmart. You didn't have to do anything special. And just by doing that, give an example, kind of like pulling up advertisements on your computer. You're searching for something on eBay, and then you start seeing these pop-ups happen. Well, those pop-ups record your personal algorithm based off of what you're going to do, based off of what you're going to buy. So if you go to the I go to the bathroom and I come back, all of a sudden I get new pop-ups for what I might buy, because the computer is now using predictive technology to predict what I'm getting ready to buy. And so all this technology taken and put into these little cell phones, you could walk into a store and it would already have your personal algorithm in the computer based off of you, because the computer has created a duplicate clone of yourself. And they do this for every single person everywhere in the world. And not only can it track where you are, it knows pretty much anything you're going to do based off of the intelligence of the computer. Only has what, the last 10,000 years of records. So Yeah, it's getting smart and it's getting good. But the point is, if you could be an early adopter of this technology, which would be now 7% of the world, and people say it's too late for the $20,000 Bitcoin it went to a year and a half. It's not too late. I expect Bitcoin to end up going to somewhere around, be generous and say $400,000 each. They're currently $5,200 today. So I think we got 3 to 4 years before it happens. But as Bitcoin rises, all the altcoins have to follow. You have big companies that come in when regulation comes in. You look at the gold market on contracts. When the gold market started out, just before it launched, it kind of went up a little bit, and that's kind of where we are now. And then it had to level off, had to wait. But Bitcoin is tied directly to gold. If you take a gold chart and you take a Bitcoin chart, you put it directly together. Most people don't know this. But if you take those charts and put them up together, Bitcoin has done the exact same thing gold has done, literally detail for detail, since gold was launched on contracts. Most people don't know that. Okay, well, this is the future, is to what's
Hold
to
on.
come here.
Smarter than smart, dude. This dude is going off the nizzle, and I'm like going, I'm lost. I'm like, you are the shit. I'm sorry. I mean, my friend Ben is the. You are, dude. You're like smarter than smart, dude. Like, I like lost you like 20 minutes ago because I love you, and you know you're smart, and so like he does this to me all the time, y'all. He goes off, and then like he gets me, and I'm like, I feel really dumb right now.
The point is, if you were an early investor and you were getting into cryptocurrency, one big company like, say, Microsoft comes in and buys Stellar, which I know is going to happen because they're partnered with them. What if they come in and spend $15 billion? Do you know what that would do to the price? And they have to, because Stellar is going to be the underlying foundation for all cryptocurrency transactions worldwide, no matter what country uses what.
I'm sorry, you said Stellar?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're talking XLM Stellar.
Right now, today, Stellar is tokenizing every investment product on the entire stock market.
But you're saying XLM is the foundation.
It's going to be one of them. I'll tell you what, if you take the Deutsche Bank derivatives that they have, they say there's maybe 30-40 trillion dollars in derivatives. If you knew the real number, somewhere around 800 to 900 trillion dollars, that's just Deutsche Bank. That's one country that feeds in through a bunch of countries. But if you took food stamps, Medicaid, soup kitchens by Americans, which is technically the homeless, you take all the world's assets and wealth and real estate and property tax, everything, and put it together. And you get these people to say, do you really think somebody's going to come in and buy a trillion dinar coins? And I look at them and I go, do you know how much money is in circulation? I'm told it's around $100 trillion, but the fact of the matter is each country has about 4 to 10 quadrillion dollars. Do I think it's going to come into it? Well, I'm watching what's happening here right before my eyes while most people are looking at their Facebook feed. And I see what's happening, and I can't help but want to help some of these people, because if you got in early, you would make generational wealth in like a fraction of what it takes to have a part-time job. You don't even have to have a part-time job.
And you're talking about XLM. I want to make sure we're clear, Ben. XLM, right?
XLM.
The reason why I keep going back to XLM, because actually that's one of the tokens I'm purchasing this week. And me and Pimpe had a conversation about that. Like, I already own XRP, but I feel like XLM is going to take off. And I've been kind of going back and forth in the debate about XLM or XRP. And I feel like get XLM first, then XRP. But that's just my opinion.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I got a question for me. Anasia says fashion. Anasia fashion. Do I still think the RV will happen in April? I think you got a very good possible chance for April. I'm not dogging out April. I'd love to see some things happen this week that didn't happen, but I'd love to see it happen. But I'll tell you this, with these two guys right here, with Ben and April on the phone, and if I could ever get Robert on the phone and a couple other you guys, I think I'm going to recommend that you guys check out April Beebe's channel for like the next step in crypto coins that we're going to, like, you know, help everybody out. Because it's just to learn how to do it. Because when you guys talk about, like, I know Bitcoin good and I know Litecoin good. And what's the other one I know good? XRP.
Ripple. XRP.
Ripple. I'm an old fiat guy from way back, but I understand that when you came to me with the white paper about the E-dinar, about how it was going to be based in fiat currency, where the correlation between the two worlds lie, and that, to be honest with you, it's where old world and new world collide, and you'll either pick it up or get left behind, and you guys definitely speak the language. I'll let you guys keep going, but I mean,
well,
I have a lot to learn.
I know IBM did something recently with XLM, right, Ben?
Well, IBM was the main company that helped to create it. IBM was going out of business. They were slowly deteriorating over this last 20 years, and they came back out of nowhere. I have my speculations, but I'll leave that alone. And they partnered with Microsoft, and Microsoft has been working with NASA, and some of the things that have come out, let me say this. I get people on my channel all the time that ask me about extraterrestrials, aliens, ETs, and I know this is weird, but I get it all the time, and they want to know. And I said, well, if I did know, and I said, let me say this. 120 years ago, we had radios. We had just before that, 1890s, we had the telegram, and just before that, we didn't have anything. Do you really believe that in the last 120 years, that electricity, cell phones, computers, satellites, getting to the moon, and all these technological advancements the last 120 years, do you honestly believe we didn't have cell phones when I was a kid, and all of a sudden we had cell phones? Do you honestly believe to move as quickly as we did in a short amount of time as we did from where we were with a covered wagon in the Wild Wild West to now we're in the Wild Wild West of cryptos? Do you honestly believe that somebody just thought all that stuff up out of nowhere? No. So I would say there's probably more of the story than what we're being told about. What that is, I don't know. But for where we are and where we're heading, we're not very far away from the next major thing, which I believe to be is already here.
Now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
With your E-dinar, the EDR is going to follow directly behind dinar, which is what linked us up to begin with through Robert. Robert had linked us up. I mean, fiat is backed by the gold, the assets, the oil, the real estate, things going on in Iraq, Iran, China backs a lot of it, not talked about. And there's a couple of the cryptocurrencies out there that back it. But what's not talked about, what isn't filled in, is the fiat itself is part of what backs E-dinar.
Right.
And there's a huge backing of fiat right now backing E-dinar. So
and
fact,
Delta of Light wants to know, what do you think the E-dinar will revalue at?
Well, that's the funny part. I think the US dollar will go down to maybe 80 cents, the real value, other than showing 96 cents on the dollar index. I think the real value will be somewhere around 80 cents. And as the dollar isn't going to die immediately, it's in a downward decline. It's going to take a little time. It wasn't built in a day. It's not going to die in a day. But it's going to take a little bit of time. We're somewhere first year into a 3-year period of collapse, and we're slowly going down with value of the dollar. Unless there can be a band-aid put on it, which would be cryptocurrency, it'd be the next structuring of contracts for starting a sovereign entity again, which is called a country, United States Incorporated. And as you have the next band-aid and put it on, just like every 10 years you have a crisis. The last 10 years, we have 2008, 10 years. Then what was the 10 years before that? You had 1999, Y2K. What was the 10 years before that? And 10 years, and we get back to 1971, which was gold, and another 10 years, 10 years, 10 years, 10 years. And then every 20 years, you have what's called a capital crisis, which is the cash itself gets revalued. For the last 100 years, every 20 years, this has happened. Where are we right now? Capital crises is where we are.
Right.
And the fiat backs with all these other assets. They're going to take that cash because everybody's lost faith in the cash. What are they going to do? They're going to take the assets, gold, silver, metals, all this real estate, oil, all this stuff, and they're going to create the cash. The assets back the cash, and then there's going to be a digital asset over here called E-dinar, and it's going to back the actual fiat, and that's the band-aid for the next revolutionary period of money creation. It's not money. It'll end up being called value in the future. So nothing's going to be called money.
Okay.
I think It'll be revalued towards the end of this year, quarter four. Quarter four to quarter one, 2020 would be the latest. And then shortly after, by a few months, I think dinar, because once the fiat goes up, dinar doesn't have a choice but to follow. And I think $9 is an easy use,
$9.
easy possibility. Yeah. And right
So
now, those coins are 1/10 of a penny.
right. It's just getting your hands on it. And I know some of our viewers, they're not, crypto savvy. So I'm going to try to research on how to get that. Exchanges earlier, disregard that, because the problem is some of the tickers are shared. So when you look, you'll see EDC, EDR, EDR2. So I'm going to research that better. It's kind of harder to do it on the spot. But one of our subscribers, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I cut you off.
One of our subscribers has a question. He said he's been a big XRP fan for a while. Why XLM over XRP?
Well, actually, they're both good. I don't have anything bad to say about either of them. XRP was originally thought to be a help to the banks, which it could be, and I think that it will be. But what I see happening with XRP is a lot of the banks are signing a partnership to, like the Federal Reserve, created a task force to learn about cryptocurrency. They need to be brought up to speed like a year ago, and they're behind. And I think the banks are doing the exact same thing. Each bank's creating their own task force, or they've come together to create a task force that always reports back to them. And part of having this is they go, okay, well, what do we go to? Well, of course, the banking coin, why not go check that out first? And I think what they did is they created a partnership with them, probably a few other people, like you're shopping around for something in a store. You're not going to stick with the first one you find, you're going to shop around. So they shopped around, they formed a contract, they got on with it. The task forces learned all they could with Ripple, and said, create something in the contract, maybe said, we're going to use you after we find everything we can out about it, and we're going to have some sort of a transaction fee or partnership fee or some sort of royalty you're going to get by using the service. I think what happened is in the future, I think they're going to drop those contracts with Ripple. They now know how to create their own cryptocurrencies, like JPM. I'm not saying that they did do that. I don't know. But I think why not use the already existing platforms that's there, learn everything you can to be brought up to speed, and then go create your own cryptocurrency. A lot of medium to smaller banks or smaller companies may end up using Ripple, but I don't think that the big boys themselves will use Ripple. I don't understand why they would when they could just create their own. They've created this task force to do just that. There might be one or two fish out there that swim with it, but for the most part, it doesn't make any sense. But Ripple has the full development team. They're pushing forward. They keep hiring big people left and right. They get a couple people in from I believe it was a U.S. federal regulator recently, work for the company. They have a couple big names from Facebook. They have a lot of big companies where they're hiring the people that they need to succeed. And the main thing is, before big institutional investors are going to come in with anything, and people want $100 trillion to come in the market, they want $10 billion to come in here and there and there. Nobody with money. If I had money, I'm not going to put my money in cryptocurrency just yet. I might test the waters and put a little bit in as I go until I get a little confidence, just like the dollar has confidence. This has to absolutely be a white glove service, 100%. And they need to know there's no insurance, there's no regulation, not yet. There's a couple fine-tuned things. But for the most part, people need to know, big institutional money needs to know, if I come into cryptocurrency, I need to know that my money or my value is going to remain valuable. And if there is some sort of a market crash or something going down, that there has to be a way to hedge my money, like silver or gold, to retain the wealth or the value. Well, we have stable coins for that. But if stable coin got $10 billion, some of them would collapse a stable coin right now because it's too much to handle. But as the infrastructure is still being built, like I said, over the next few years, you're going to see all these end up booming because the infrastructure maybe only needs another year. You're in at the beginning stages. You don't have any choice but to go up. There's no doubt a lot of these are going to fail. There's 2,200 of them, or 2,200 out there. I don't think they have a chance. Why would they? When we already have a top, we just say 200 for now. 200 that have been proven, they've stood the test of time, they've been here numerous years, they have a bunch of data to go with them, and what their track record is, that's the only thing that means anything with anybody, is a good track record. And they have it. Another year or two, and these big companies know everything, they're brought up to speed, they're going to go. I think a lot of the big companies, big banks are already up to speed, including Ripple, and they know exactly how this is going to play out, but it's a waiting game. Somebody out there has to give the okay, and I don't think that okay has been given just yet.
Now, do you think we'll finish out the year strong in cryptos?
I think the back half of this year we will. I think there's going to be some action this next month and a couple of various months there will be. I can't give all of it away because we have our members in our platform through the Telegram and the Patreon. But yeah, there's going to be a couple of major good months. I think there's going to be a few specific cryptocurrencies like that dinar. I gave that one away for free to the group just to kind of help everybody. I not saying to buy any, but I bought some, and I'm talking about what I'm doing because I believe that because of the fiat getting revalued. You have a report, Brando, from the IMF, or it was written to the IMF, I believe, and you have a report, and I have a report for a recent report that was sent as I believe it's called a letter of intention of what the country's planning on doing before they do it.
Yeah.
They have to send something called a declaration, which happens with all sovereign entities before they can do anything, and also typically would go to the Vatican. And they have to send this before anything can happen, letting them know that they're declaring what's theirs. They're taking it back. And I think that's what they're doing. And there's got to be bonds or something behind the scenes that have matured over this last 20, 100, however long it's been. There has to be something there that says, hey, we have the collateralized interest that we're willing to cash in on that now. We want our wealth. We're taking it back. I think that's what they're doing. And the electronic currency for that specific cryptocurrency doesn't have any choice but to follow. And all the people that buy in on top of that are just for the Muslim community, it's going to go to the moon. And so it already has. I mean, it's doing well. I leave it there. But the electronic currency, same with the Federal Reserve. You have China, you have Russia. They've given back their U.S. treasuries. China, I believe, gave $3 trillion in treasuries back. And then they sent $2 trillion in liquid cash back to the United States. The Fed took that and burned that. Then you have Russia that's done the same thing. The Fed took that and burned that. They burned all this money. They did quantitative tightening, which means they're sucking liquidity out of the system to make the dollar strong again. And by doing this, they have all this money back here behind the scenes, not doing anything. You know, back a year and a half ago, we had the Bitcoin pump to 750 to 760 billion dollars, somewhere in that range, on the drop of a dime. Who the hell do you know that has 750 billion dollars just floating around? I don't know too many people like that. No,
I don't.
So where did Bitcoin get its action from? Beats me. I think that there's a push that's slowly happening that we could end up seeing dollars getting burned as the dollar starts to go down, the main contender of the world, go down. I think we might start seeing a little by little going into cryptocurrencies. However, I also believe that the coin market cap is fully manipulated because they can't change and they can't alter. It's unhackable. They can't hack the cryptocurrencies themselves, but what they can do is they can manipulate the prices that we get to see. So while one Bitcoin today is somewhere around $5,200, I believe the true price of Bitcoin today is somewhere around $220,000 right now. If you take the circulating supply against how many are actually in people's hands out to the public, you take those and add up the numbers together, they don't add up to what's on the coin market cap. None of them do. None of them. Stellar doesn't add up. Litecoin doesn't add up. Litecoin today is somewhere around $12,000. It doesn't add up. And they're $80 you can purchase them for. Why would they do this? Because if the market's down in the basement, why would anybody buy cryptocurrency? Wouldn't that give the upper hand to the big boys to get in first? Yeah, I think so. That's what I think is going on. I don't have any proof. That's just purely speculation from a little fish. But if you were an early adopter, it could be a game changer. I mean, if I had an extra, I'm not telling people to buy, but if I don't make anything off of telling anybody, hey, here's what I'm getting into. You guys do what you want. If I had an extra couple $100 floating around somewhere, before I put it into a bank account and it loses value due to inflation, which is naturally going to happen because we have crooks running the show, the inflation against the dollar is you're losing value in a bank account. I would take that couple $100, I would take a little personal risk, and I would put it into whatever cryptocurrency in the top 50 of that coin market cap and just park it and let it sit. And I think that maybe in a year or two, you could go back, or I could go back, and there would be literally a nice Lexus sitting in a little wallet, maybe $50,000 for a couple $100. To me, that's huge. That's a down payment on a home. You go in the Midwest, you can buy 3 or 4 houses for that. So there's a lot of opportunity out there.
Brother, well, I got to say this, man. You have been on here. You've given your time freely, and you've been super kind. I'm going to put the link in the description for everybody that's out there that got crypto advice. Look out for the collaboration between Miss BB and Mr. Ben on their channel. I'm going to check out of that one. That's way too smart for Mr. Brando. Mr. Brando knows how to count dollars, real dollars. His crypto wallet's empty.
Ben, also, I would like to connect with you, so we'll talk some more. And I also want to talk to you about your Telegram group and all that good stuff as well.
Yeah, anytime. So we have a news group, and it's one of the most active I've ever seen. Brandon, I gave you a link if you wanted to, if that's what you're talking about, but the news group, we're changing it on the 1st of this next month to be $5. Wanted to get, I have an interview coming up with a famous college wrestler, and the entire wrestler team got invited to go sent to Canada to play another wrestling team. It was a big deal. And Robert and I are planning on sponsoring the team. Kind of like Litecoin had sponsored UFC. They put their logo in the center of well, we're going to do that, but with this pretty well-known college team. And then, well, I'm also friends with the mascot player for the Harlem Globetrotters. So that's a possibility. But we want to get the younger crowd in there. This next month, starting out, we're moving to $5 per month for the newsroom. It's like nothing. The $5 that we get for that outside of taxes goes to one person, which he's the guy that I hate to say babysit, but he posts all the updates, and if there's any trouble in the chat room, he throws out whoever. It all goes to him to help him out. And but federal regulation, what other countries are doing, all kinds of stuff that we don't get to see in the United States, it's all in that group. And if somebody was going to go on there and get something, I would not buy whatever the subscription is for the middle or higher first. I would get the cheapest thing. I'd wait till the 1st of the month, and I would get that $5 subscription and try it out. And if there's anybody that ends up getting that can honestly say that after a couple of weeks they haven't taken anything from there, I'll give them their money back. I've done this in the past, and I think we've maybe out of 100 people, there's been 2 people come back, and I think they were just knuckleheads. So yeah, well, I'm more than happy to talk with both of you guys anytime. I'm excited for working with you guys here in the future. I think we'll be able to do some amazing things.
We're gonna do some big things with Matrix Portfolio coming up in the year as the year closes out. We're gonna do a lot, and I'm gonna just thank you right now, Ben, for your time. I know that it doesn't come easily with your move, and I know that everything that you're doing. This man generally charges consulting fees to do all on stations. He charges to be in his different pantheon and different groups. And I don't mind post that up for you if you guys want to join them. But he's going to collaborate with Miss BB and myself on some stuff. And I'm just so super excited to have these guys, just the opportunity to do business with them. And I'm not, you know what? I'm going to close out with saying this. If the only way that you're ever going to look at life is making money through fiat currency, then you're looking through life through very narrow glasses. There's a big world out there. Take a bite out of it, What this man gave you was $1 million worth of advice in an hour for free. Be grateful.
Are you just saying that because I'm not wearing glasses?
No, I'm saying that because you're taller than me. You're way taller than I am.
I personally want to thank you, Ben, because I never got the chance to really talk to you. And there's a handful of the Kangaroo gang out there that we talk about currency amongst ourselves offline. XRP, well, that's the guy's name, or John XRP. We talk Pimpe, we talk offline often about the crypto world. Kevin Wealth, we talk. So it'll be nice to kind of look at your channel, look what you're talking about, look at your Telegram group. So I'm excited because I'm a crypto head. So
I don't do anything. I appreciate the comments from both of you. I don't do anything too flashy, mainly out of pure honesty. Out of pure honesty, I don't know how to work the computer to do the digital green screen. But I know it's easy. I have one. I just threw it in the trash a couple of days ago. I'm sick of it. I'm not doing it. If you don't like the videos for what I'm uploading due to the information, I mean, the only reason people come to check us out is because the content's good. And that's the only thing that keeps saying it's either good or it's not. And so if you don't like it, then you go. But yeah, I'm excited to work with both of you. I think you guys are very smart and very talented, and you guys have a good head on your shoulders. I'm excited, really am. I'm not just bullshit. I'm excited for what's going to come.
Well, Ben, we're gonna pimp you out. We'll help you.
Trust me, we gonna take this for all it's worth, man.
We're gonna get those backgrounds in place for you and have you look fly. Trust me.
Hold on. You know who I want to get on the line one day? I want to get Ben, Jan, and you on an interview where I can just let y'all talk this foreign language of cryptocurrencies
and taxes, and
I could go to sleep real good. Y'all are too fucking smart.
Oh, no cursing.
But
anyway,
too smart. Sorry.
We did an interview and we ended up finding out how you can buy cryptocurrencies, how you can get gains on all these cryptocurrencies. I mean, we're talking thousands to hundreds of thousands in the future here, next year or two. I'm 100% on millions, which millions really isn't a whole lot when you're dealing in the ballpark of some of the people that we talk with. It's nothing. But I'm a little fish at the moment. And for what's coming here in the future, I'm ecstatic. Yeah, I would love to go on the show with you guys. I think that would be a lot of fun. We need to get Robert on as well. He could be a huge asset. Tons of people. It's Robert, I can see him now saying, oh, well, I don't have anything to offer. Well, yeah, you do. And he has this ability that he can listen and take notes that no one else, of questions that no one else would think of, but his notes based off of what the answer might be given would be something that would make you $50,000 with no effort. And so he's got good questions in there. He's a smart guy. But
and that's the point I keep trying to sell them on, bro. I keep trying to tell them cryptos for dummies. If you can get me to understand it, then anybody can understand it.
When I first started, I tried to send a transaction. I wanted to immediately buy NIM. And I couldn't just buy NIM because you can't just, like I said, you just can't go straight to NIM and give them cash or debit, credit card. That's not how it works. And I got so frustrated in that concept, I gave up for about 3 or 4 weeks. I said, I'm done with crypto. I waited, and then I came back about a month later, and I tried again, and then I finally learned how to download a wallet, and then I still couldn't figure out how to buy cryptocurrency. And I about want to smash the computer or throw it against the wall. And I came back about another month later and because I see the prices going up, I see people in it, and I'm like, I'm learning these technologies and I'm looking at stuff, and then all of a sudden I would start seeing certain things happen with certain stuff that hasn't exactly happened just yet. And then it would happen, and I go, I need cryptocurrency. I saw having millions of dollars here within the next 3 years, and based off of cryptocurrency, and I couldn't figure out how to buy cryptocurrency. We're approaching that time, and another year from now, we're going to be doing this, nothing but, I mean, think of how many people that are watching right now that could literally quit their job, and I'm not getting rich off a $5 newsroom. So there's got to be something there and another reason as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I enjoy helping people, but for what we have right here and that damn smile on your face with what I got, that's what it's about. And if we can do it and have fun, woo! It's a big deal. So that's good. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good night.
You too, brother. Hey, and as always, I'll text you tomorrow and check on you. Tell the kids we love them. Tell your fiance we love her too. And thank you so much for all your support.
Thank you.
You're a godsend, man. This guy's the freaking bomb, man. God, dog, man. I'm just being real.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're still there.
Okay, I'll let you close out crypto here.
So you guys, I'm sorry. We talked a lot about cryptos.
But there's a lot about fiat currency
that
too.
Maybe a few of us can get together, go live, and start kind of like a crypto for dummies at first. I posted a link in the chat earlier, or not too long ago, but you can start with Coinbase. Coinbase now has 11 cryptocurrencies. They are an easier platform. Now, let me remind you, they have fees. that's the thing I don't like, are the trading fees. I personally have synced it to my bank account and I've funneled money over there. And I don't want to take it a step further about what else I do, but that's the first start. And you kind of, for me, you can also, like, if you wanted to just get Bitcoin or get like a small fraction of Bitcoin, just to say you're part of the crypto movement, you can go to Cash App and just put in whatever you can afford to do. And you can convert that cash right there in your Cash App into Bitcoin. That's one way to get into cryptos, but that's one of the easiest ways to get into cryptos. But like I said, Coinbase has 11 cryptocurrencies. Unfortunately, eDinar is not one. And like I said, I'm going to research more into what exchanges outside of YoBit that has eDinar, because there's a lot of confusion on all the tickers that they've used. So I want to make sure I get that right, because when I researched earlier, I said Bittrex, I was incorrect about that. So I know for certain YoBit, but like Ben said, there's a lot of fees involved in YoBit. So I know this bores him. I know this bores a lot of Dinarian, but
oh no, I could just start taking notes or doing other stuff.
That's why you get your notepad out.
No, that's why you get a super smart smoking wife and some hot friends that know about different stuff than you do. That's how you learn to grow. You know what? I say this all the time. I'm not the smartest pencil in the box. I'm just a pencil in the box.
I'll post the link to Cash App if you guys want to buy Bitcoin, because I see that in the chat. I've already posted the link to Coinbase earlier in the chat. If you kind of scroll back, I'll post another one for that. And I think you got to hang up there. You're good. Robert. Yeah, so I'll post those right now. You want to say something to the good people?
I want to say that they took a couple days off. I'm still going to tell you guys what I know about the 23rd. I had some great news. Like Nathan told me don't share with you guys at this point. He just said it wasn't the right time, and so I said, Nathan, hey, it is what it is. And I talked to Mr. Frazier. Mr. Frazier said the same thing. Ms. BB and I were signing contracts earlier, doing some stuff with the crypto side of this. We've got some merchandise and some apparel and a website and some stuff in the mix. I'm going to the gold or no gold on Monday. It's gold or no gold. We're going to name it on Monday. $50,000 dinar giveaway when we hit 5,000 subs. To all you haters, jump off a bridge. To all you lovers, stay with us. To all my friends, stay with me. To all the loved ones, stay with me. And you know what? This is Easter. It's a holy week. I hope you took this time to pray. I hope it took you time to say thank you, God, for everything that you have. Without some type of moral compass, like I've said before, we're all going to perish in the abyss. And with that, I'll let Ms. BB finish.
Oh, okay. So, gosh, wait a minute. I thought I had it ready. But I wanted to show you guys something. I know I'm a big geek when it comes to this stuff. But so I was talking to one of our people, XRP, and he had mentioned that, you could get, I was trying to get my crypto into someplace else. So he's the one that told me that you can get Bitcoin on Cash App. So I moved over $100. This is on March 15th. What's today's date? April 19th. Okay, so a month and a few days. So I want to show you guys this. Ooh. You see it says $135.27. That's how much my $100 converts into right now. So I made $35 in about a month's time. Haven't cashed it in. It was just something I was kind of doing, trying to move over to another exchange. But I get excited about this stuff. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I hope you all have a happy holiday.
Happy Easter.
Happy
Easter.
And Good Friday too, right?
And Good Friday.
TGIF Good Friday. But
be blessed.
I wanted to share that with you guys. I'll send you out. I'll post some links in this video so you can find, everything you need for Coinbase, for Cash App, for whatever you want to do.
From the article about the dinar.
And Ben's group.
Matrix portfolio. And then look out for Miss April's group that's coming to Telegram as well as our website in the future, right?
Yeah.
She's going to do that too. So that's going to be for everybody.
Just got to give me a while. Give me a minute.
We're trying to do, if anybody knows anything about websites out there that wants to help out with our website, if you want to.
I thought you had someone in mind.
I have some people, but I mean, I'm just saying, if anybody else has any ideas about what you think would be fun to see on a website,
Okay.
right? Maybe I'm not looking at it from, I want to look at it from open eyes. This is the long.
I know, right? Right.
We're going to say goodnight, and I wish you guys well. And there's so much going on in Kangaroo Land that I hope you guys want to stay with us on this journey. I've got, a lot in store for you.
And I know that this is not kind of for some people, Cryptos is not your thing, and I apologize, but I get hyped about that. I'm sorry. That's it.
That's it. We're done. Happy Easter.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
And he's got to put some money in the swear jar.